I'm alive! Oh, crap. I don't see an annoying writer number 5 on my schedule, but since you're here with a stack of papers in your hands and a smile on your face that would make the Grim Reaper flinch, I suppose I'll fit you in. I assume that is a script in your hand and not photographs of attractive women in the nude, because I'm not that lucky.
I swear, you get stranger and more perverted every time I visit you. And just so you know, the Grim Reaper doesn't flinch. You should know. I play poker with her every Thursday and she keeps cleaning me out. Regardless, I do have a new script.
Candyman, huh? Okay. Let me guess. We got a nice family film here, right? It's about a guy who runs a candy store and befriends children. Or better yet, a guy who gives free candy to orphans. That will certainly get the 18 to 24 demographic jumping.
No, not at all. It's a horror film about the ghost of a black man who became a painter and was hired by a white plantation owner to paint a portrait of his daughter, who the painter impregnates, causing the plantation owner to hire a mob to hunt the painter down, cut off his right hand, and cover him in honey so he could be killed by bees. And now he has shoved a hook into that bloody stump where his hand used to be, and when someone says Candyman 5 times in front of a mirror, he comes and kills them by slicing them from their groin to their throat with his hook.
How does that have anything to do with candy? I was expecting a Snickers bar. You give me a ghost with a hook hand that does not have a soft nougat center.
Well, he's got a center that's filled with bees. Does that count?
No, it does not. That's like taking your sister to prom. Sure, you had a great date and a wonderful time, but that just makes it 1,000 times worse.
Like I said, it's a horror film. What were you expecting? A documentary about how jelly beans were created?
In life, you only need to be a genius for 15 seconds. This is America. If you come up with a good idea, you can run with that idea.
So the story begins with Helen, a college student working on a thesis with her friend about urban legends, and is focusing specifically on the urban legend of the Candyman.
Wait. You said this was a horror film. Everybody knows horror movies start out with the killer killing somebody and or something being killed.
Yeah, that might be popular, but I was planning on doing character development first.
Isn't that like reading the entire ingredients list on the back of a candy bar before you release it from its prison wrap to take a bite? Anyway, how long does it take before somebody gets killed in your horror film?
Well, technically 2 people are already dead at the beginning.
Okay, that's something. How do we know that?
One of the people Ellen is interviewing tells her the story about how someone was killed after saying Candyman 5 times in the mirror.
Okay, I could work with that. We'll show that in a flashback. This way, we can start the body count nice and early.
Candyman. She turned out the lights.
But this isn't about body count. I'm trying to do character development.
And I'm trying to keep your potential audience in a conscious state. Every time one of you writers tells me that you want character development, the box office drops, just like every single male in the audience's testosterone. So, since you need to develop a character, whatever the hell that means, how long is this going to take before we see something die?
Well, about halfway.
Halfway? Listen, I got places to go and things to do and people to piss off. I don't want to sit through your super fun time character development show. So here's an idea. You sum up the first half of the film, I'll pretend like I'm paying attention, and then we can get to the good parts.
Sum up?
Yes, and if you take too long, I'm docking your pay and telling the world about the monkey in your closet that writes all of your scripts. I know all about him. Now, time is a ticking. Tick, 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 tock.
Monkey. Okay. Ellen finds out that one of the Candyman deaths happened in Cabrini Green and decides to go there to investigate. Finding that the dead woman's mirror leads to the next apartment over, where we find a creepy mural of Candyman and some candy you wouldn't want to eat. She gets caught by a woman named Anne Marie, who has a dog and a baby, and she tells her how the woman died and says that everyone knows it was Candyman. Ellen comes back later after doing research and finding that 25 people have supposedly died from this Candyman to talk to Anne Marie some more to piece more clues together, but a young boy says she isn't home. Ellen convinces the boy to tell her more about Candyman and have him show her where another body had been found. The boy agrees and takes her to a small restroom. This is when she gets attacked by a man who is using the name Candyman to basically do whatever he wants, as the people there are too scared to stop him. But Ellen actually goes straight to the police, and after identifying him in a lineup, gets the guy arrested.
Holy crap! I had no idea squirrels could do it upside down. I mean, where the hell is he putting his nuts? Oh, wait. Arrested? Wait. I gotta say, this is the fastest script meeting we've had yet. See ya!
That's only the first half. You want me to pretend I was James H. Anise and get to the kills, remember? So, everything is looking up for Ellen and everything is going her way, so this is when she gets visited by Candyman.
Helen, I came for you.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought you said this Candyman was some supernatural guy. And you tell me he's just some regular cat with a bad attitude and a sweet tooth. Which is it? Which one is visiting her now?
It's both. Candyman is a supernatural entity, but there was a very real flesh and blood and breathing guy calling himself Candyman who was killing people. The fake Candyman is now in jail, so Ellen is being visited by the real Candyman.
But you, beady eyes, bald head, smells of cheese, you said that the supernatural guy only came when you said his name 5 times in a mirror.
Exactly, and Ellen did that.
What, just now in the parking lot?
No, a long time ago in her apartment.
Why is he showing up now? Was he polishing his hook? Did he scratch himself the wrong way and suddenly need stitches? Does he have a golden ticket and was visiting Willy Wonka's chocolate factory?
Actually, it turns out that Candyman doesn't have to show up when you call his name. As long as people believe in him, he's immortal. But now that Ellen got the fake Candyman arrested, people's belief in him has waned, and therefore, he now has to prove his existence.
Now I must shed innocent blood. Come with me.
Okay. So you make it sound like she has to agree to be his victim? Well, why doesn't he just...
I'll get to that later. Right now, we see that Candyman has a mesmerizing effect on Ellen, and she passes out.
Oh, and he murders her while she sleeps. Movie over. I'll see you next Tuesday. I didn't think so. So let me get this right. You have an undead dude standing in front of you with a hook where his hand used to be. You can, 1, run like hell in the opposite direction, screaming, running, weeping, and crying to God. 2, fight with everything you have and hope all the weekend marathons of the kung fu movies you watched as a teenager pay off. Or 3, you can pass out with said undead dude standing over your now prone and lifeless body. It doesn't make much sense for somebody to go with number 3, but she is a woman, and women are emotional. Not like men. I would have stood up like a true man and pounded my chest and said, "Come and get me, Candyman, you son of a..." right after he put the hook in the side of my head and gave me a new way to smile.
Ellen then wakes up to find herself covered in blood with the decapitated body of Anne Marie's dog lying in a pool of blood beside her.
You killed a dog? You killed a dog? How could you, you monster?
I think you even liked dogs.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm not sure what came over me. It's almost like I had a lapse in judgment for a moment and totally broke character for a horrible joke.
Well, it turns out that along with her dog being decapitated, Anne Marie's baby is missing. So since Ellen is covered in blood and holding a cleaver, Anne Marie attacks her.
On the one hand, if somebody killed my dog, I would absolutely have a desire to reach out and strike them about the head, neck, and face. On the other, if my baby was missing, I might not try to attack the only person who may know where said baby is, even if they were responsible for the baby napping. As soon as the baby is found, I would disembowel said baby napper and throw their lifeless, rotting corpse into a swine of hungry pigs. But I think that goes without saying.
And you say, I'm dark?
Would you rather I bake them a cake and offer them a hand job?
Are you honestly telling me those are your only two options?
Yeah, pretty much.
Your increasing mental health problems aside, Ellen gets arrested but is bailed out by her husband Trevor the next day.
The next day, he left his wife in prison. Where the hell was this dude? Busy banging the old secretary?
Of course not. He doesn't have a secretary. Anyway, Ellen looks over slides of the pictures she took at Cabrini Greens, and this causes Candyman to appear again, telling Ellen,
I have the child. Allow me to take you, or he will die in your place.
You, Mr. Writer guy. You, the baby, didn't say his name 5 times. The baby said, gaga goo goo, can someone change my diaper? I just made a boom boom. He is breaking his own rules. He's as bad as the guy who invites me over to his house on Thursdays for poker nights. He always has a house rule. Lets him win. Stupid Jerry and a stupid 2's are wild this round, 4's are wild this round, and the next round aces are wild. Whoever heard of aces being wild? Totally ridiculous.
if you're done ranting, Ellen passes out again, and when she comes to, she finds the Candyman killed her best friend in her apartment. Because of this, Trevor decides to have her committed to a psychiatric ward.
So how is he there? Did her friend say his name 5 times?
Well, she said it 4 times earlier.
You know, 4 is not 5. Even the Count on Sesame Street knows that.
So, a month passes, and now Ellen is getting a chance to speak to her doctor for the first time.
She must be insured by an American healthcare company. I hope you're happy with the fact that you're giving Canada one more thing to stick their collective tongues out at us about.
Her doctor reveals she has been sedated all this time, and he is only now speaking to her to get her ready for her trial. She tells him she can prove she isn't crazy by summoning Candyman.
Hold on. She thinks this is the best way to prove she isn't nuts, by summoning the thing that wants to kill her. What does she think is going to happen? Candyman is going to show up, sit down, have a cup of tea, and talk about his childhood?
Regardless of what Ellen thinks is going to happen, she does succeed in summoning Candyman, who in turn...
Wow. This is my surprise face. Anyway, well, he flew out the... I thought you said he was Candyman, not Superman. Why couldn't he have just, did that disappearing thing horror people?
Because this way, he has given Ellen a way to escape. She goes out the window, walks on a ledge to another window, convinces the nurse to let her in, and then proceeds to knock the woman out and steal her clothes so she can leave.
Oh God, there's so much wrong with what you just said. Let's start at the beginning. First, if she's in a psych ward and the nurse saw her outside the window, her first reaction should not be, oh, look, there's a young lady trapped outside. I should open the window. No, 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 no. It should be, I need to go get security, or at the very least, give them a call on the phone while I get some kind of injectable sedative. Number 2, if Helen found the only nurse dumb enough in all of film history to let her in said window, she should either convince the woman to give her a spare set of clothes, or even better, since clearly you're on the intelligence level of like plant life, have the woman escort her to frick out of the building. And number 3, I don't care whose clothes you're wearing, a psych ward does not just let anybody wearing a nurse's outfit leave or come. There's IDs, there's things you have to do.
We have direction on this operation.
With the type of scripts you write, I would have thought you, of all people, would be painfully aware of that.
I, don't know what you're talking about. Ellen leaves the psych ward and goes to her apartment only to find that Trevor and some college girl he's been having an affair with this entire time is repainting the apartment.
Okay, all right, I know his wife is in a psych ward, but hey, listen, it's like they say in the mortician business. You got to wait for the body to cool down before you start searching your clothes for jewelry. I'm just saying, maybe you wait a little bit. There's stupidity, and then there's this Trevor guy's level of stupidity.
Ellen feels the same way, berating both of them before finally leaving. Realizing she has nowhere to go, she decides to confront Candyman and try to rescue the baby.
Helen.
So you're saying it's a good thing her husband was cheating on her? I mean, after all, if he wasn't, then what was her plan? To go home and say, hi honey, just broke out of the psych ward. Everything's okay as long as Candyman doesn't show up and kill you in a horrible way. Not a great plan.
Once again, regardless of what she would have done, she actually does find Candyman, who tries to once again convince her to be his victim, stating that she will be immortal like him if she does. It is only after he leaves with the baby that she notices a mural on the wall that depicts the woman that Candyman loved all those years ago, and the mural just happens to look a lot like her.
Okay, so she's like the reincarnation, yada yada yada. He wants to rekindle the old boom boom boom. And wait, are you ripping this off Dracula? Because it feels a lot like you're ripping this off Dracula.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ellen grabs a hook and goes after Candyman, who takes the baby inside of a large amount of garbage that has been set up to be a big bonfire. The little boy from earlier sees the hook and tells all the residents that Candyman is inside the trash pile, so they all go out and light it on fire to burn him.
Burn him.
Little boy? When did you say? You mean earlier? I wasn't paying much attention because of squirrel. Anyway, do they think the real Candyman is the guy here, or is this the other fake Candyman who broke out of prison and decided to hide in a large pile of garbage?
Yes.
I hate you.
Ellen finds Candyman and the baby as the bonfire is lit. She tells Candyman she agrees to be his victim if he lets the child go, but he goes against his word and decides to kill both of them. Ellen fights Candyman and leaves the pile with the baby, burning herself in the process.
How does the baby not get burned?
Well, she protects the child with her body.
And how does she protect the baby from the smoke?
Squirrel! So the baby is fine, but Ellen dies of her wounds. At her funeral, the residents of Cabrini Green pay their respects, throwing Candyman's hook into her open grave. Confusing the hell out of Trevor.
And I would expect the majority of the audience.
Later that night, Trevor is overcome with grief for the dead wife he was cheating on, and in his grief says her name 5 times in the mirror.
Helen.
Which causes her to appear and kill him.
What's the matter, Trevor? Scared of something?
The college girl finds the body, and we roll the credits.
My dear, 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 dear bald-headed friend, do you know what I and most males in my demographic like? We like stalker movies, pal, where you got one guy going around and killing a bunch of dumb teenagers. You know what we don't like? Multiple possible bad guys and a bunch of supernatural bullshit with smart people stuck in an impossible situation.
Why do you not like that? Doesn't it make it scarier and more believable?
No, it makes my head hurt. I don't want to think. Why do you think I work for a movie studio? I want to go and watch Freddy play pinball with the ragged body of Chucky. I want to see Ripley rip Alice limb from limb while the xenomorphs rip away out of her clone's stomach. I want Ash to use his boomstick to finally shut Pinhead up. I digress. We'll make your movie.
Sweet!
Just don't ask me to watch it.
Is surprisingly effective, maybe because it grounds itself so realistically in a real city where urban legends seem fanciful until the end of the film, of course. Madsen and Lemon seem like smart, capable women, not your average slasher film heroines, and I was very intrigued by the Candyman's argument, which is that since he exists, because people believe in him, if they debunk him, he'll die. In other words, yes, Virginia, there is a Candyman. This is a little deeper than your average horror film, and I enjoyed it a little more.
Yeah, that might be popular, but I was planning on doing character development first.
Every time one of you writers tells me that you want character development, the box office drops.
I enjoyed the setup. When the Candyman arrives, and then it gets very bloody and wildly bloody, and I thought, gee, if they had reduced the amount of the Candyman, reduced the attacks, they had a good film working here.
Me to pretend I was James H. Anise and get to the kills, remember?
My guess is the original screenplay was an extremely elegant and smart idea, and somebody came
Yes,
along
I think so.
who
I
was
think you're
involved at the money level who said, give him a bigger hook, let's have more blood, let's have more gore, we have to go for the splatter film audience, we have to go for the kids in the multiplexes, and they added a whole layer of extraneous violence
You're right.
to what was essentially a great story to begin
study.
with.
And now, for something completely different.
That is a script in your hand and not photographs of an attractive woman in the nude of an attractive woman. We're starting this one off great!
Candyman, eh? Candyman, eh? Yeah!
So, I forgot to clap.
That's only the first half. You want me to pretend I was joint? Now that'll do over again.
Give me the fucking script. This is gonna be the day I push you down the stairs.
Who was killing people? The Candyman. I was gonna say fake. I had to say fake. I didn't say fake.
But you said the supernatural guy only came when you said his name 5 times in a mirror, which must be messy. People gotta get tired of cleaning it off the window. I mean, if he comes just because he said his name 5 times, must be easy. He should have been a porn star. One more time without that. I'm going to use it, but just in case.
You're increasing menti. It was increasing menti health problems.
I have many health problems.
Sounds like something you'd want to be selling, actually.
Actually, you're right. I'm not sure what come on to me. Are you tired? Can't sleep at night? Have mental health problems? See Scott for all of your mental health problem needs. Scott has got the cure to what ails you. That's 555-1234. Call him now. Operator standing by. Set me up. I have to take it.
And now, for something completely different.
Yeah, he's probably passed out 15 times in front of a guy with a hook hand, a guy with pins in his head, Freddy, Jason, all those guys. But I'm not really going to say that. I'm going to clap my hands and start over and actually say what's on the screen now. I'm just ranting, because I can, and I need something to the goddamn end of the video, because we didn't have any bloopers last week. None. Not even one.
Her doctor reveals she has been sedated.
Do you have problems with minty? Never mind.
Don't start.
There is so much wrong with what you just said. One, if she's in a psych ward and the nurse saw her outside the window, her first reaction should not be, oh, I need to open the window. There's a nice young lady out there who needs to come in. Certainly she couldn't be a patient. No. It should be, I need to get security, or at the very least, some kind of injectable sedative. God dang it.
Looks over slides of pictures she took at Cabrini Greens, and this is, oh man, I can't believe I'm messing this one up so bad.